Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! You guys remember the crazy story I told you when I thought I was going to have to drive a noodle truck for Chinatown for the rest of my life and deliver 150 orders of noodles because I never thought I was going to have the chance to become a full-time YouTube creator? Well, because of each and every one of you, I just might have that opportunity to become a full-time YouTube creator for the endless love and support that you guys have shown every video and put behind every video that I've ever uploaded on this channel. I refer to this YouTube channel as our YouTube channel because it's something we created together and felt very passionate about. And I too have felt very passionate about everything that you guys have loved when it comes to Descendants and Zombies. I thought there was never any room in any conversation when it comes to Kylie Cantrell, Ruby Rose Turner, Malia Baker, all of your favorites from Descendants and Zombies past or present, because there's really no nice form of criticism. You can talk about criticism in whatever way you want. There's never really been a nice form of criticism, and I really wanted to take that away and substitute that with something really nice and really healing for every fan of Descendants and Zombies. I say this because you guys have deserved the best reviews when it comes to Descendants and Zombies for a very long time, and forgive me, I just wanted to be that guy after having become your voice of Descendants and Zombies to give it to you. Because I think there is really no place in any conversation to criticize Kylie Cantrell. I remember when her show Bizarre was at the heights of its popularity. It only lasted from 2016 until June of 2019. It was a very short-lived TV series. But I saw the potential in Kylie Cantrell, and many people thought that series was going to go on to become the answer to Disney's iCarly. But it really went on to become something far greater because it allowed Kylie Cantrell to become something far greater. And it allowed her to inspire more people than ever before and to be given chances to showcase her talent to a worldwide audience. And then since then, she donned the character red and really brought that character to life. She's been characters in High School Musical, the series, which we have been incredibly supportive of. And it's really been an honor for me to record every video that I've ever recorded about every project that Kylie Cantrell has ever been a part of. And I see potential in Kylie Cantrell. Even with how much we've seen from her before, we still have a long way to go. I say this because she is a very emotional person and she deserves all the respect in the world for everything she's been through, everything she's been subjected to in forms of criticism, which are really uncalled for when it comes to Kylie Cantrell, because I believe more of a chance deserves to be taken on her than ever before. And I have this to say to everybody who has stood behind Kylie Cantrell and forever been incredibly supportive of her. You guys never cease to amaze me, and you blow my mind every single time with how you've never quit on Kylie Cantrell, and you have proven to be some of her greatest friends and greatest allies. I've seen Kylie Cantrell record videos at night where she says she misses her friends, but what she's got to realize is some of her greatest friends were some of her greatest fans. You guys have never quit on her, and I wish I had a fan base as dedicated as that. I like to believe that I do, because there have been people who have been subscribed to this YouTube channel for what feels like forever. And it's been my honor to record videos for you guys over the last 100,000 views that we have accumulated and seen happen for this YouTube channel. Through it all, I've heard your unforgettable stories about what made you become a fan of Descendants and Zombies, why you feel inspired for your favorite characters. Many of you are fans of Mel, many of you are fans of Evie, many of you are fans of Red and Chloe. My favorite character was Bridget. Those of you who have been subscribed to this YouTube channel for what feels like forever, you should know at least that my favorite character was Bridget, because it had everything to do with how kind she was. Ruby Rose Turner was a beautiful person who was so kind and just so out there to spread a message of kindness. And I think her exemplification of kindness was spread further than any character that we had ever seen be a part of the Descendants franchise ever before. It is truly unparalleled, the amount of kindness that these stars of this new generation of Descendants characters have spread. And they have never failed to cease to amaze you and touch each and every one of your hearts. And that's what makes this franchise so special and so unforgettable. I know, while I can't speak for every YouTube creator out there, that I will never forget any of you for the hundreds of videos that I've had the honor of recording for each and every single person who ever believed in these franchises. And the cool thing about it is, after everything we've been through, we still have a long way to go. And that's why it's such a huge honor for me to sit in front of this microphone every night for the rest of my life and record videos about Descendants and Zombies for what you have been inspired by. Now, I know many of you have subscribed to this YouTube channel because you're fans of Phineas and Ferb and Tangled and other Disney franchises, but that's cool too, because everybody has a reason why they love this YouTube channel. Perhaps you love how I can tell this story, if not 1,000 times over. And I've loved telling the story of Cinderella and, of course, the Alice in Wonderland characters over and over again, because I feel as if you can never tell this story enough, because the characters from Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella were represented so beautifully. And I think because they were represented so beautifully, and I think more people than ever before have taken a chance on them, that's what makes these franchises so fantastic and such an honor to be a part of. I may be just saying this because I've been a fan of the original classics when it comes to Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella for forever. I was really a sucker for these romantic stories that Disney would portray and their versions of them, because the Snow White version of that tale from years ago really never made a whole lot of sense until Disney got his hands on it. And the magic that he contributed to the Snow White tale was truly unbelievable. It went on to touch our hearts from 1938. And since then, since Snow White became the first movie that Disney ever had a hand in producing, he went on to produce over 100 classics that have forever and always been treasured. So because he went on to produce over 100 classics that have forever and always been treasured, it meant so much to so many wonderful people. I believe their stories deserve to be told over and over again. And I've just been so honored to be a part of it, because I remember the first time that I did see Snow White. I remember the first time I saw Sleeping Beauty, and I remember how enamored and how enthralled I became watching it. These were some of my favorite characters. They were some of my favorite Disney princesses of all time, and I know it's very uncharacteristic to hear a guy express his emotions about how he feels about being part of Disney Princess classics that I can remember seeing. But it has everything to do with how I remember being a part of it. I remember seeing Aurora prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel on our 16th birthday for the very first time. It was a classic produced in 1958, and it went on to become one of the most revered because of how the story was told. And so too did classics like Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Aladdin. It had everything to do with how the story was told and how the story was represented and how you all felt as if you were part of something special. And I think if Walt Disney were here today, he would give everybody a pat on the back and say, "Great job, guys, for what you did for Descendants of Zombies," or at least I would like to believe that he would, and I think he would be very proud of what Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker have done to represent this franchise and carry on a lineage and a legacy that I have never felt more honored to have been a part of. There's always been something associated with my voice having something to do with this franchise and telling this story, if not 1,000 times over. And if you are a fan of Descendants of Zombies, I hope I've done right by you in the over 700 plus videos that I've archived and showcased on this YouTube channel, because I think there's a greater appreciation to approach Descendants of Zombies with and to be had by every fan of Descendants of Zombies. And you guys have very quickly realized that. No matter what the age demographic we're talking about here, you guys have grasped the concept of Descendants of Zombies and fallen in love with it time and time again. No matter if it was the love story between Zed and Addison, which became so iconic, or the story of friendship between Red and Chloe and how they were there for each other every step of the way. It really put into perspective how valuable our friendships that we have every day of our lifetime that come in and out of our lives that mean so much to us mean to us as the course of a lifetime really expands and really broadens the horizons up, because we never know how much time we have. Also, the value of time was showcased in Descendants, and we will feel the effects of time when the concept of time travel has never been more evident than ever before, because we will have altered the fabric of time, and one should expect consequences with the altering of time, which is something I'm really excited about. Red's got a sister now. Her name is Pink. By the way, guys, Leah Segura is someone I think we're very going to quickly fall in love with because of just how passionate she is about bringing this character to life, and all the characters that she's been a part of. High School Musical, the musical, the series is just one way of discussing Leah Segura. But she's another one that still has a long way to go. So as a result of that, she's still finding her place in the world. But that doesn't mean she's not going to offer something special to the Descendants franchise. And I know many of you have been very excited about Leah Segura coming into this franchise. Guys, I don't know what it is about me on the holidays. I get very sick during the holiday season. I have this common cold that I haven't been able to shake, and I do apologize for that. I really do. I don't know what happens to me. And perhaps I haven't drank enough chicken noodle soup, but I'm going to have to consult somebody about this. But guys, thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys have shown this YouTube channel from the very beginning. And yes, I may get sick during the holiday season, but it won't stop me from uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies. So what this means is that I will be here every day throughout the holidays, which means that will include Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun talking about Descendants of Zombies, because I believe there is no better way than to share your feelings and how you feel about Descendants of Zombies in a far more effective way than any YouTube creator, and go further than any YouTube creator has ever gone. I say this because I never thought I would have the honor of just talking about Descendants of Zombies, much less go on to meet thousands of fans who have felt inspired and drawn inspiration from these franchises. It is truly the greatest honor of your life when you know that every video that you've ever uploaded to this YouTube channel has gone on to touch the hearts of so many wonderful people. I never ever thought that I would be sitting in here in this chair today talking about over 100,000 people who have almost watched this YouTube channel. That means for every view that you've ever put up, for no matter how long they've watched your videos, somebody has always taken a chance on everything you've had to say about Descendants of Zombies and really heard your message of how you believe a message of kindness can be spread further in this lifetime, because we really still do have a long way to go, and I'm really excited about it because it presents the opportunity for new storylines. It presents more of a chance of a story to be told, and even if that means that we're telling the same story over 100 times, there's always a different way to tell a story, and there's always a different way to tell the same story over and over again. Question: I say this because how many of you have actually watched The Rise of Red 100 times? If you say yes, I believe you, because I trust in the fan base, and I know the fan base knows who and what they love. And as the YouTube creator of these videos, you've got to understand your audience. So if somebody looks at you and says, I've watched The Rise of Red 100 times and I've watched the same story over and over again, then there should never be any issues with having to tell the same story over and over again. How these characters came from the Isle of the Lost and the original Descendants trilogy, and all they ever wanted was to achieve acceptance. And they did it in a very different way from how Disney villain kids could have been represented. But I think it was very powerfully done by Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, Cameron Boyce, who we know we all miss. I will never get over the death of Cameron Boyce, guys. Cameron Boyce always held a special place in my heart. I think I was always a huge fan of Jesse and Bunk. Those TV series were explosive, and it had everything to do with how Cameron Boyce really brought his characters to life. I think that he contributed so much to Disney, and for his contributions, he should never be forgotten. And I think the best way of honoring his legacy is to make sure that people like Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson get exactly what they want, and that is for his legacy to live on eternally. And I'm going to do everything in my power, despite being sick every day and uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies and always coming through for each and every one of you, to make sure that his memory and his legacy lives on eternally in the hearts of not just only the cast of Descendants of Zombies, but the hearts of each and every one of you. I say this because you guys have deserved better reviews of Descendants of Zombies for a very long time, and it's about time somebody showed up on YouTube to give you guys hope for the foreseeable future when it comes to Descendants of Zombies, to give you guys a chance in believing that Zombies 5 is going to be the most beautiful production that you've ever witnessed. And this is why I've always said that I wanted to be a part of the production team for Descendants of Zombies, because I believe, for one, and this is where the argument is presented from me, this story is far from over, and there is so much more of a story yet to be told. And that is what intrigues me so much about the Zombies franchise, is how much, even though critics have tried to shut down your hopes and dreams of anything ever coming to be for Descendants of Zombies, you guys have outshined it every single time. And you have believed in these franchises more than anybody else in the entire world, in the existence of our universe. The Descendants of Zombies universe are incredibly supportive, and they believe in whoever they believe in, and they believe in whatever they believe in, and they have never deserved to have that taken away from them by any critic. Because for every venue at the Worlds Collide Tour, there was a critic to be seen and heard in every crowd. They always wanted their opinion to be seen and heard. But you guys showed up to have a great time, and every single time that I read reviews that you guys were posting on your YouTube channels, because some of you have some of the most creative YouTube channels of all time, far better than mine perhaps. Some of you feel very passionate about Descendants of Zombies merch and collecting it. And all I've ever wanted each and every one of you to do is continue to follow your passion. Because when you follow your passion, you know that you're doing something that you want to do. You know you're doing something that you love. Because these characters have what you become defined through. These characters have made you feel as if you were part of something special. And you guys, too, have contributed so much to these stars. Because they, too, feel as if they're part of something special and creating something special for everybody. And that's all I ever wanted to be a part of. I wanted to feel as if I was a part of something special. I even had the slightest chance of being a part of something special, and talk about something each and every one of you knew about, something each and every one of you loved, and something each and every one of you have forever and always cherished. I want to take a moment to say thank you so much to every family, to every group of best friends who may watch these videos together, or even if you just watch these videos by yourself. Thank you so much for allowing me to have come into your life, to have represented you as your voice of Descendants of Zombies. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my life as I've been a part of yours, and allowing me to have been your voice of Descendants of Zombies and been very vocal about Descendants of Zombies, because as many of you have known over the years, for those of you who have been subscribed to this this YouTube channel for what must feel like forever, I have been very outspoken about how some of your favorite stars have been treated. And I've never really backed down from any critic and how they may have felt about Descendants of Zombies, because I know that people will forever say they're running out of supernatural characters in the Zombies franchise to, explore and have a new storyline presented because of. But because of the history and the lore that goes with supernatural characters, it is truly unbelievable how much it's gone on to touch your hearts. And this is why I believe that Descendants of Zombies has even the slightest chance of going down in history as being one of the greatest and most celebrated franchises of all time. These are moments that are only ever meant to happen once in every lifetime, and these are moments that I couldn't feel more honored to have been a part of. I can only hope that years from now we honor these characters on the stage at the D23 Expo as some of the greatest of all time. I have really loved being a part of this franchise, and I have loved discussing my predictions and my thoughts and my theories with each and every one of you. I have loved this from the very beginning, and I will continue to love and support these franchises the way they've forever and always meant to be supported and loved, because I know a lot of critics have a lot of difficulty in creating videos that actually make sense to everybody who has ever been a part of this unbelievable franchise. This has been an unbelievable experience for me, and one that I will never ever forget, no matter where I go from here or whatever becomes of me. But I have this to say to everybody who has believed in Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland being the best movie of the franchise, who has ever believed in Zombies 5 forthcoming, regardless of what the release window is suggesting. I know 2028 feels like forever away, but trust me, we will get there, and we will get there together, and we will represent these franchises in the way they have forever and always been meant to be discussed and to have been represented. Because when you think about people like Freya Skye and Malachi Burton, who are just coming into this franchise, we don't really know that much about them. So because we really don't know that much about them, that means there's so much more of a beautiful story to be told. And because everybody has their own unique story that they wish they could tell to the world so they'd know more about them, that's what defines these characters so beautifully, is because they know they have a story yet to be told, so much more of one, and we're going to be so in love with it, we're going to support it till the end of time. And because everybody's had their own individual story, and it takes others longer than others to find that individual light that we all have, I think that's what makes life so special and so rewarding in the end, because when you finally sit back and you realize that every dream that you've ever had has finally happened for you, and it's become more of a reality than ever before, that's what's such an honor for me to record so many wonderful videos, knowing that you inspire countless numbers of people for every video you've ever uploaded about Descendants of Zombies, because nobody could ever do it the way I could. Nobody could ever tell these stories as emphatically as I've had the honor of doing, because having the honor to record these videos and tell this story time and time again, if not 1,000 times over, has been an experience that really has changed my life undoubtedly, has taken me further than any YouTube creator has ever gone before, and I couldn't have done this alone. I did it because of each and every one of you and how much you believed in every video that I ever uploaded. This is why we're approaching 100,000 channel views. This is why we have nearly 4,000 people having subscribed to this YouTube channel who can't wait for the next video to upload on this YouTube channel, who can't wait to introduce themselves to me and let me know that they're a fan of Descendants of Zombies and how passionate they feel about it, which many of you have done. And thank you so much for that, because I've loved telling this story. I've loved sharing with you my stories. I've loved hearing your stories and your encounters with Descendants of Zombies, how you went to the Worlds Collide Tour and how you believed in it and how you supported it so much. Guys, if you love Descendants and Zombies, all I've ever wanted you to do is continue on believing in these franchises, because this story is far from over, because it doesn't have to be. It's never had to be. And I'm really excited to have been a part of it for however long I've been. I can't even believe this YouTube channel has gotten to the point that it's gotten to, making it the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel amongst every age demographic, who can't wait to watch the latest video of Jonathan Clarke video blogs to hear me talk about Descendants of Zombies. We will do this all over again tomorrow, but before I go and before I sign off for the night, I just want to let everybody know that I believe in you just as much as you believe in me and you believe in this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your love and support, taking my discussions about Descendants of Zombies to the heights of unprecedentedness and heights that I will never ever forget, because this happened because of each and every one of you and how much you believed in Descendants of Zombies. Because oftentimes Disney will just introduce us to concepts like High School Musical and Hannah Montana, and they will wait to see how we're going to respond. But when we took Descendants of Zombies and we responded to it in so many emphatic ways, through our passions for the dolls and all the merch that goes with it, and just being excited for a new chapter of Descendants of Zombies to be explored and for their stories to be told, and we heard the individual stories of these characters, that's what made it all worth it in the end. And that's what made it such such a huge honor for me to have become your voice of Descendants of Zombies, to have represented Descendants of Zombies the way I forever and always meant and the way I forever and always intended to. Thank you guys so much for having believed in this YouTube channel. You could have taken a chance on anybody else's YouTube channel devoted to Descendants of Zombies content, but there is never as much content seen on anyone else's YouTube channel for Descendants of Zombies as there is on this YouTube channel, with over 700 videos having made it into our archives. Guys, seriously, thank you so much, because I have no idea where I'd be or the person that I would be today if not for each and every one of you and how much you have believed in this YouTube channel. If you have yet to subscribe, I think you just might want to go ahead and get that out of the way right now, because we have so much to discuss when it comes to a future for Descendants of Zombies, and it's one that I'm incredibly excited to be a part of. Guys, thank you so much for having watched this video. Keep Descendants of Zombies forever and always in your hearts, because it's such a huge honor for me to be in front of this microphone, to turn this camera on every single day and share with you my stories about what made me become a fan of Descendants of Zombies, and hear yours in respect to you. Guys, thank you so much from my heart to yours, because you guys have made this YouTube channel what it is, the most popular Descendants of Zombies unofficial podcast in the world right now. Thank you so much from my heart to yours for allowing me to have come into and represented you and to have been a part of each and every one of your lives as your voice of Descendants of Zombies. Thank you so much for having watched this video.